taking no L's. I'm on their coattails with a cash cost.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good evening. Happy 4th, everyone. Happy 4th, everyone. Appreciate all the love, guys. Hope everyone's having a great day, enjoying the fireworks or whatever you do. What's going on? We got a lot of people piling into the stream. Glad to see it. Notification squad already here. I can say notification squad now because a lot of you guys wait for those notifications to go out and then you pop right in. Preezy with the second first. Hey, that counts. Michael was just really fast. We'll take the top 3. If we get one more person in the comments, all 3 of you are first. How about that? Maybe not. Anyway, we've got a little bit to talk about tonight. I don't see this being a long stream. I was really, hey, what's going on, Richard? One of our members. Glad to see you. I am now that the price is dropping. I was really delaying this stream today, hoping that we could go live when something was about to happen that looked really good, and we were right about there, and then all of a sudden the price just dumped. Really unfortunate. I was going to go live a couple hours ago, but like I said, I wanted to go live right when the action was happening. We were, as you can see on Dogecoin, we were really testing that upper side of that triangle that was forming. And on Bitcoin, we were really testing the 36,600 level. But we just failed just short of it. And that leaves a couple questions up in the air. Like, well, what about the Wyckoff accumulation pattern? Where does that put us? So let's talk about that, because that's what really matters as far as our projections for not just tonight, but then like tomorrow and the day right after. Because if we can't hold to the Wyckoff pattern, which was supposed to confirm our exit, it confirmed our bullish reversal. So if we fail the pattern, that goes completely out the window, which is the big concern. Because if everyone's relying on that pattern and then we fail it, all those people that were bullish are going to panic, sell, and then we'll see a panic sell-off. And being that we're not very high up already, a panic sell-off at lows, if we start creating new lows, could create a market crash part 2. Very scary stuff. So this is kind of make or break for crypto. I'm not saying long term, but short term. Obviously, we know the cryptocurrencies we believe in are most likely going to recover pretty soon. But we're talking short term. What's going on, Ryan? How you doing, man? I am doing good tonight. I am doing good. Eating my dinner here. I have a problem with eating before I go live. So I've got my dinner next to me. We'll see what happens to it. And all 20 of you in the stream right now, thank you for hanging out. Don't forget, smash that like button. What it does, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. When you hit the like button, it shares it with like 2 to 3 people each time you click the like button. And that's how we always get our views. So you clicking that button directly supports the stream, and I thank you for doing it. Thank you for those 2 people. Let's see if we can get to like, I think 15 likes is a pretty reasonable short-term goal here. How's everybody else doing tonight? Brian says this is a textbook move. I love it. Yeah, man. Say my last name in the chat. My friends don't believe you were shouting me out. Ryan Jadwin. I am speaking to Ryan Jadwin. So all of your friends that don't believe it, you should believe. Travis says, "What's up? How about Baby Doge? Ain't that something?" Man, Baby Doge is always going crazy. What did it do today? I honestly didn't even look at Baby Doge today. So let's just check out the price. Whoa. It's up another 86%, man. Jeez. Yeah, Baby Doge could have been some quick money. I'm not gonna lie. The thing is, you just never know which one of these hype plays, there's too many of them. You never know which one's really going to give you the money. But as you can imagine, rule of thumb would just be the closest to the Dogecoin name you get, the more likely you'll be able to ride some Dogecoin related hype. But yeah, this one, wow. Can't even count how many zeros were behind that. But let's see, we only had 3 digits. Yeah, so this has 10x'd already. Beyond 10x'd. Oh, wow. Actually, it's about 100x'd from here. That's crazy. Thank you guys for those likes. Let's try and get to 15. So of the 17 of you, we've got like 5 people left that can smash that button. Thank you. Yeah, baby Doge going crazy. Is this bullish for Dogecoin? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You can't even see my chart. How useless was that? This part is not particularly bullish, but there is still some stuff to talk about here. It's not completely over. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. So let's go ahead and just start rolling right into it. We've got some shy people on the like button. I don't know why. Usually we get those likes up pretty quick. Kind of holding us back tonight, but all right. Thank you for the 10 people that did click it. You guys know the deal. So the whole point, thank you for those next 2. All right, there we go. There we go. I saw some shyness there. I'm like, where are my supporters at? You guys know how the like button works. If we want a lot of viewers in the stream, you smash like, we get referred to other people, they click it, and then we have a stream that's popping off. If no one likes the stream, we have like 10 people in here, and it's a little sad. Sandeep says, hi. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? So as you can see, when I flip over to Bitcoin, and for everybody that's new to the stream right now, yes, we are here for Dogecoin. That's what this stream is all about primarily. Yes, I talk everything crypto, but primarily Dogecoin. When we go to Bitcoin, it's because Bitcoin is the market leader. So if you want to know what Dogecoin is going to want to do next, you always have to go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the one controlling the market. Bitcoin's the reason we're down here at these lows. Bitcoin will be the reason that we recover. Unless we get some crazy like Elon announcement or something for Tesla, there's nothing really else that can propel us out of these low prices that we're at, except for Bitcoin recovering and bringing the market with it. Our main catalyst for Bitcoin right now, because we know Elon Musk crashed it with his tweet, and then China FUD with, you know, them reinforcing the fact that they are not accepting Bitcoin, are not allowing people to use it, and then also starting to crack down on the mining of it in China, has really caused some more fear in the crypto space. You might be wondering, why is that? Well, when you've got the market leading company starting to get banned by other countries, everybody starts to doubt crypto as a whole, because again, this is the market leader that's trying to get banned out. And this is a new form of currency that hasn't even been globally adopted yet. So there is still the risk that this does not fully catch on and it goes into the trash can. And that would mean, you know, if Bitcoin goes in the trash can, probably most projects go along with it. Bitcoin is really the one that led this whole movement into cryptocurrency. So, hey, what's going on, Byron? Glad to see you. Welcome. So the thing we have here is what are our catalysts to get us out of the hole, except for Elon Musk sending out a tweet and saying, you know, we're going to drop the suspension for no Bitcoin for Tesla, and we're going to go ahead and start accepting them as a method of payment again. What other catalysts do we have that could potentially propel us out of the hole? Because as you can see, we came from 60,000 and now we're at 30,000. We've been cut in half when you look at Bitcoin. The whole market's down 50%. The Wyckoff accumulation pattern is the most obvious pattern that's been developing here that makes people believe that we're going to take off and we're going to reverse. Now, and we won't talk about this long because most of you guys that are in here right now have been in the previous streams, so you already know the deal. But basically that pattern looks like this right here. So hopefully you can see that. And what it indicates is that there's going to be a reversal right around this point. And we are supposed to be in this part of the pattern. At this point, we're supposed to be bouncing off support and taking off, and then taking off for good, recovering back to, you know, about 40,000 right here, then heading back towards 50,000 here. As you compare this to where we are on the chart, you can see that we are in this stage, and I'm going to have to delete some of these lines so you can actually see the chart. It has gotten a little cluttered. So let's just do this. We are in this stage right here. the first pullback, the swing high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low, which was the last one, and then it's supposed to be a move up to about, and this is not, you know, this is on a higher time frame, so little teeny moves in between, like potentially this pullback, doesn't really matter. It's the overall pattern. Our goal is to then get here, which is right, you know, right at the previous high, and then we take off from there, move up, do one more pullback, and then we're supposed to be recovering for good. So this spot right here, this third low, and then the takeoff is right here on the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Right here, this third low, we match the previous swing high, which should be at about 36,600 on Bitcoin, and then we take off. The problem here is that we were following this to a T. We have been over the last couple days, and even up till, you know, just about 2 hours ago. And I apologize, there's fireworks going off now. You already know the deal there, but that's what's in the background. We were following this to a T, and we were looking really good. And we got to this point, we had a little bit of ways to go to make it a perfect, you know, we needed to get to here, and then maybe do a pullback and take off. But the concern here is we fell a little bit short. Whatever, that might not be a deal breaker. It's pretty close overall. It's probably close enough. But now we're selling off super hard, which then raises the question, are we going to just continue selling off and completely fail the pattern? Because we're already starting to break it a little bit. You know, it's not a deal breaker yet, but what we wanted to see was maybe this. That would have been acceptable. But instead, what we're now seeing was not only a weak third run up here, but now we're seeing this strong pullback. So what happens here? If we fail this and end up going down here, this whole pattern has broken yet again. So Bitcoin is really playing a game with us right now, to be completely honest. And it is still a little bit up in the air. What we need to see is this reverse and continue back on the trajectory that we expect it to be going on, or else we could be in trouble. So this right here would be acceptable to follow the Wyckoff and break out. Let me drop this down to a lower time frame so you can really see what's going on. As you really put things in perspective, it doesn't look all bad. We know that price action doesn't just travel. Well, let me read some comments. Avagot says, would be great if Elon came out and said, in 2 weeks, big Dogecoin announcement, give that thing 2 weeks of pump. I've dreamed about this scenario. Yeah, Elon Musk, I mean, yeah, it would be great, but that would be massive. Absolutely massive. The price would skyrocket. Best case scenario, though, what Elon Musk does is he comes to terms with Bitcoin, doing a little bit better now with its mining clean energy, reverts the suspension, brings them back on board, which will allow Bitcoin to recover. Once Bitcoin recovers, that'll bring the market up. And then once Bitcoin's at a good spot again, like 40, 50, 55 cents, that's when he drops the Dogecoin for Tesla announcement. So then Dogecoin can take off from like a 55 cent level and not have that much room to go to get towards the previous all-time highs, which were 74 cents. You know, and then once we break that, there's just going to be, you know, bullish momentum at that point anyway. So that would help us get to $1 very easily. Don't forget, guys, I don't ask for any donations or anything, but please hit that like button if you have not clicked it already. That's what mainly supports these streams. So thank you. Thank you for clicking it in advance. Ignore those fireworks. They're loud. Brian says, here's a secret. Get ready for a bull run. Okay. That's what I like to hear. When the big money says get ready for the bull run, that's what I like to hear. Guys, we're at 13 likes. Can we get to like 20? Please, please, please. Stream struggles until we get the likes up. So if you're in here watching, click that button. What's going on, Marcin? Hope you're doing well tonight. Thank you. You got us to 16. Really appreciate that. Glad to have you in the stream, Marcin. Now, looking at this right here, the reason I say you shouldn't panic about these moves is look at kind of what's been happening on the previous runs up. We know that price action never goes in a straight line. And if it does, it usually ends pretty fast. It usually ends pretty quick. I mean, just take a look here. On the run from support to resistance, there was this. All of this action. You know, a whole bunch of messing around. So seeing this right here shouldn't necessarily make you panic, even though there is a bit of a pullback here. Just it doing this, still staying above the 200 EMA line, still clearly staying above the trend line here, the support trend line. You know, this isn't any reason to panic, but we just can't stray but so far off of our trajectory. And we know what that is. We know this is supposed to be our last overall pullback, which means, you know, no matter what happens here, it's overall supposed to go up. And this could be tonight. This could be into early tomorrow, but we just can't be coming back down to 33,000 again and making a same low, because that breaks the pattern. If we get anywhere down here, we're in trouble. Our exit plan has been canceled. Man, Bob says, I thought July would start off with a banger. It was really looking good. I am not going to lie. I mean, when was this right here? July 1st is when we first started holding. Right at this point, after the pullback, we started holding and looked like we were, you know, getting some confirmation of actually continuing to follow the Wyckoff on the reversal side. So, I mean, I will say July did start off pretty nice, but this part right here, I don't consider this little portion the banger. Byron says, if I can only smash that like a million times, I'll do it. I appreciate that, Byron. Yeah, people, you know, they come in the stream, but they don't click the button, even though they're watching for a while. It's like, that's how you show your support for streams, for live streams. Avagot says, Doge is allergic to 25. If I had said that even at the end of May, I would have laughed. Yeah, I will say none of us really believed that Dogecoin was going to be this low. And there was no reason to. So, it is what it is. You know, there was no reason to believe that Dogecoin was going to get that low. Dogecoin was doing great. Dogecoin had a lot of catalysts, a lot of things in the pipeline, and it still does. But, you know, Bitcoin crashed. No, here's the thing. I don't think anybody really would have said, except for those that were already watching the distribution pattern that was right before this. I don't think anybody would have said that they thought Bitcoin was going to go down into the 20,000s within, you know, just a couple weeks. Because we had just made all-time highs on Bitcoin, don't forget. Bitcoin had just recently hit 65,000 right here, you know, 64.9, and then there was a pullback to 48, got out of there really strong, and this was just in April into May, and then it did go back to 60,000 again. So I mean, at this point, seeing all this bullish strength, I don't know that people were really thinking that there would be a crash and that they would actually see 29,000 within just, what was this, 511 to 519. That was only 7 days. It only took 7 days to cut the price in over half. So, in the same way we were surprised by Dogecoin, I'm sure Big Money was a little surprised and thrown off by Bitcoin. Let's flip back over to Doge. Let's take a look on the Doge side at what's happening. I feel like a lot of people are coming to this stream and getting confused about why we're looking at Bitcoin. But, I mean, that's fine. It is what it is. The more you know, the more you know. But as you can see on Doge, we're still, you know, we're not in a bad spot here. We started drawing this triangle a couple days ago, just seeing that this was kind of forming this descending triangle here. With any kind of triangles, they're not super strong patterns. All they tell you is that there will be a decision that will be made. And usually when there is a decision made, there will be a little momentum and volume on that breakout. But it does not necessarily tell you which direction. So never look into patterns too hard. If there's a lot of bullish volume and a lot of just bullish momentum, the break will probably be to the upside. If it's low volume and people are not feeling it at the moment, it'll just fall out the bottom and then dump that way. And you can do research on patterns and figure that out. There could be directions that they tend to gravitate towards, but that does not mean it's going to go in that direction every time. Bull flags are different. Head and shoulders is different, but triangles, that's just the way it is. But anyway, as we can see here, we did have kind of the handle on this triangle right here. Got here, started filling this out a bit. And as you can see, we're starting to tighten up here with our movement, and we are getting towards the end, which means there is going to need to be a decision made. So if we hide this line right here, you start to see kind of where we're at. And there's not much room left in this triangle. So then we will have to go up or down pretty soon. Brian says up, you're welcome. Hey, Brian, I think for the most part, everybody here would love to see the up move. Of course, a lot of us want another dip opportunity, but that's just us being greedy. But, you know, I'm in just in case. I'm already in on my Dogecoin accounts. You guys know I usually scalp it, but I saw some really strong bullish momentum today. I just went ahead and bought in on most of my accounts, just bought back in. If we do see a strong failure of this pattern, obviously I'll probably sell, except for on my hodl accounts. My scalping accounts, I'll probably just sell and look for the dip. But so far, things have been confidently looking like they want to go up. So yeah, we almost broke out, as the title says, but as you can see with this red candle, we did end up failing, though we tested the top side of this twice. Now we have this massive red candle, and now we're waiting to see, well, what in the world's going to happen next. But like I said, as you can see, decision time has to be soon. And if we break out the bottom, that's going to be bad news. So if we drop the time frame down just to the 30-minute, you can still see, you know, let's do some forward thinking here. This is 7.4 at 2100. The longest it can really drag this out is till about 7.6 at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, United States. That is in about a day and a half. That is the longest this can potentially drag this out. So what that tells us is that if you've been waiting for the last couple of days trying to see what move Dogecoin and Bitcoin is going to make, and you've been getting frustrated like me after it looks like it's going to do something, but then just overall trade sideways the whole way, it can't do it but so much longer. It's only got a day and a half left. So worst case scenario, you can come back to this stream on Tuesday and we'll have something to say. But you know I'm going to be here reporting on any major moves that look like something's starting to happen, just like, you know, yesterday. Today, though, wasn't our day. Not so far. We looked really promising. We were holding above 25 really good, and then for some reason the sell-off, we did test it. If you look on shorter time frames, you know, we low volume here, by the way, so you can just tell. Look at these candles, they look pretty gross, pretty disgusting. Sold off, held at this support line in the middle, did a little consolidation, sold off, tested it as resistance twice, and continued to sell off. So not the best sign, but we are near support now. There's not much further down to go. Dogecoin can really only sell off another 1/100th of a cent before it would end up falling through the support line. So Dogecoin's pretty much at its bottom if it's going to follow this trend right now. So if Bitcoin drops under 32,000, do I think the Wyckoff accumulation is invalidated? Yes, absolutely. If it dips under 32K, the fear is too high, the masses will run? Yes, yes, yes. If Bitcoin drops even really, you know, any amount under 33,000, I think you should genuinely be concerned. And honestly, if it even pulls back towards 33 flat, be concerned, and I'll probably be selling. All right, because like I said, if all this bullish momentum right now is because all YouTubers, all content creators, all people that are following Bitcoin right now are preaching that there's going to be a reversal here and it's imminent because of the Wyckoff pattern, and that because we've been following it so far along, and this is the breakout point. If we fail the breakout point and break the pattern, all of that bullish hype goes completely out the window, which means, you know, it's inevitable that people are going to panic sell and there will be an extreme crash, because we're not even doing that well and we're following the bullish reversal pattern. So just imagine if the bullish reversal pattern is no longer believed in. We're going to be doing pretty bad. And I, you know, obviously that's a speculative statement, but I think everyone can kind of agree with where I'm coming from. Hide your wife, hide your kids. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. FPF, but what about all these countries adding crypto? The thing is, like, you've got El Salvador adding Bitcoin as legal tender and all this stuff. So Bitcoin does have good catalysts. The problem is the effect of the market crash due to Elon Musk in China is so strong that those bullish catalysts have barely budged the price of Bitcoin. And even still, at this moment, when you look at where we are in the grand scheme of things regarding this crash, we're still on the underside. We're still bearishly trending here. So those are good catalysts, FPF, and you make a great point, because with those announcements, with all the other countries adding crypto, adding Bitcoin, integrating it, making it, you know, a standard method of payment, you would think the price should be going up off that. But as you can see, we've been in this bearish territory for the longest period of time since we've crashed. Like here you see a couple hours that we bounced up, couple hours bounced up, couple hours bounced up, stayed up there for a few days, couple hours bounced up again, and then, you know, maybe this was, you know, just a couple this was a couple days here, and then we got to the top side again. But you look here, this was June 18th right here, and we are now July 4th. It's almost been a month. If you give it like another week and a half, it'll been 1 month since we've been stuck under 36,000. Not stuck under just 42,000, which is where we crashed and haven't been able to break through, but stuck on the bearish side of the crash under 36,000 for almost a month. So, oh, Nicholas Harris, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate your support, man. Yeah, if anyone else is enjoying this, I do these streams every single day, so click subscribe for sure. Batsbat says, man, we need Tesla except Bitcoin and Doge. This is the way to slow to $1. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is 1000% correct. Bitcoin repealing the suspension on, Tesla, Elon Musk repealing the suspension on Bitcoin, bringing the whole market back up to where it was. So as you can see, you know, Bitcoin would go back towards, maybe with China FUD, it hangs around 55 instead of 60,000. All right, let's just be conservative. But Dogecoin, on the other hand, with no FUD and good announcements, you know, before the crash, Dogecoin was right here in this general area, which was 50 to 60 cents. That's why I always say Dogecoin to 50, 55 once we return. And keep in mind, we were here with no catalysts. We've been down here for a month now, almost. Since we've crashed, we had Coinbase hype. I mean, we had the Coinbase announcement and many other catalysts. Now we have even the Dogecoin update that's supposed to be coming within like a month or two. That's going to reduce the transaction costs by like, you know, what's the percentage? Just think, it's going from 1 Doge down to 0.01 Doge. So, drastic reduction in transaction fees. And then Elon Musk said also that that update was critical for Dogecoin, which means once we see that, that's going to do something to trigger the green light for Elon Musk and Tesla to go ahead forward with Dogecoin for Tesla. So just so many catalysts already have happened since the crash that we could go back to, instead of 50-55, it could be 55-60 on the recovery. So then imagine from that point getting a Dogecoin for Tesla announcement, we would absolutely rocket from that. And that is no hype, that is no exaggeration. I'm not saying Dogecoin to $5, $10, or even $3. All I'm saying is if we're taking off from 60 cents and get one of the biggest announcements that you could get as a currency, which is having a market leading company taking your currency seriously and accepting it as payment, that is going to probably almost double Dogecoin's value. Because, you know, whether or not it happens just off that announcement immediately or not, we know we're going to see a spike. And saying 20-cent spike off Dogecoin for Tesla is conservative, in my opinion. We've seen 20-cent spikes off Elon saying, what's that Doge in the window? You know, what's that in the window? And there was $1 Doge, you know. We've seen 20-cent spikes off Elon Musk having fun on Twitter. We've seen like 40-cent spikes here. This was what? 25 cents to SNL that was 30 cents right here. No. Math is hard. This was a almost 50-cent move off of SNL because Elon Musk was going to be on there to do a skit. Absolutely nothing meaningful for Dogecoin, just fun. We've seen 50-cent moves for fun. So to say we can't get, once we recover from 60 cents, which isn't even the all-time high, to 80 cents, which is only 6 cents above the previous high, off of an actual announcement of Dogecoin for one of the largest market-leading companies that are setting trends right now in multiple spaces, to say 20 cents is conservative. All I'm saying is we'll probably get to 80 cents. Realistically, we'll probably get to close to $1, but I'm just going to be conservative and not give off false hype, right? And all of that. But what I'm saying is no matter where we end up, because there'll probably be people taking profit and all kinds of stuff. So it'll be a rocky road. No matter where we stop, whether that's 75, 80, 85, we are going to gradually bump towards $1 because after that news spreads throughout the globe of what Tesla did, more companies, smaller companies that look up to Tesla as the market leader in the same way that altcoins look up to Bitcoin as the crypto market leader, they're going to take notice and start to follow suit. So you'll start getting a snowball effect of more and more small companies that look up to Tesla and other market leading companies trying to follow what they're doing in order to remain successful. Because you know, anytime you start, let's just say there's 5 million people in the Dogecoin army right now that are all saying, we want Dogecoin for Tesla. Let's just say there's 500,000 people that are actually going to buy Teslas with Dogecoin. Let's just say that, because we know, though the whole Doge army is saying like we want it, we only want it for the price to go up, and also because we think it would be cool. But most of us in this chat, I'd say maybe 1% of us are actually going to go out and buy a Tesla, let alone with actual Dogecoin. All right, let's be realistic. So let's just say of the 5 million people in the Doge army, maybe 50,000 or 500,000 of those people are actually going to go ahead and buy a Tesla with Dogecoin. That's profit in Tesla's pocket just from accepting another currency, because it's opening up the market. That's like free marketing, basically. Oh, you guys have this new kind of currency that you want to be able to pay with, and if you're able to pay with it, you'll start purchasing our vehicles. Okay, bring in the extra business. Let's sell some more cars. Same thing goes with other companies that have goods to sell. If they can ride that hype wave and bring in more traffic because there's these people that just want to spend their Dogecoin, that's free money if they can figure out a way to take it in. So once they see market-leading companies start leading that wave, you'll see, just a snowball effect of announcement from this company, just saying, yeah, we'll take it too, we'll take it too, we'll take it too. And then that's how Dogecoin snowballs in value. So like I said, no matter where the Doge for Tesla announcement puts us immediately, it'll then climb gradually from there. So we will hit $1, and we will probably end up at least a little beyond there short term. Don't forget, guys, if you're new to the stream, click that subscribe button. But first, click the like button, please, if you don't mind, to help this stream out. Ivagot says, sorry, needs 130 billion market cap for $1, but could happen. Yeah, 130 is half of Ethereum's market cap right now, and this is with Ethereum crashed. So once Ethereum goes back to its normal price, and this is what I always talk about, because I try to be conservative with my estimates. What you have to keep in mind is, what is Dogecoin's competition in the retail coin only space, because it's hard to figure out what something's worth when there's not many people in the space competing with it. In the retail space, the only other coin right now that's really up there that you could say is competition for Doge would be XRP, and they're right around the same market cap. Cardano is a network which is trying to compete with Ethereum directly. Binance Coin, Tether, well, let's just consider those irrelevant for the sake of this conversation. That means, Dogecoin is in comfortably 3rd or 4th place here. That means the next one up, after Cardano, which is only, these two go back and forth anyway. So I'm not even going to look at Cardano as potential competition, okay? But Ethereum, Bitcoin, those are the two market caps here. If Dogecoin goes to $1, yes, that would put Dogecoin's market cap near 100 billion, but that would still only be 1/3 of Ethereum's current market cap. And that's with the market crashed. We know once the market goes back up that Ethereum came from $4,383. All right, that is, and I'm remembering that off the top of my head, but that is where Ethereum was right here. That is where it came from. Okay, so that means once the market starts to recover, and what we're really talking about, Bitcoin recovering, Ethereum recovering, the whole market recovering, and then Dogecoin recovering, and then Dogecoin getting announcements, market caps are going to be much higher. Dogecoin's market cap is already going to be back towards 60 billion. So getting to 100 billion at that point is only 40 billion away. And if Dogecoin happens to recover back to like 60 cents, because what I just quoted you was a 50-cent market cap. If Dogecoins get back to about, 60 cents, the market cap will be close to 70 billion again. Because I think it had maxed out at about 69 billion. No, that's not even true. It maxed out higher than that. It was in the 70s. So 100 billion is not that far away. Okay, and so if we're already sitting at 70 billion, it's not going to be hard to get to 100. And even when we're at 100, Ethereum, which will be kind of our next step up, is going to be back towards about 500 billion. So we're still going to be 1/5 of Ethereum's market cap, and we're already the market leading coin. So we have, there's no more resistance there. We're the market leading retail coin. So I really don't think that's at all impossible. And keep in mind too, we've already hit 74 cents. Like, what is $1 at that point? It's only another, what is that? 30% gain? That's nothing. All we're saying is get back to all-time highs and then go up 25 more cents. Richard says, you still think market close tomorrow will affect Doge? It really depends on how the market's doing. If the market is doing good and we start seeing these, why are we looking at Ethereum still? If the market's doing good and we start seeing this break towards the top side, we could see some real trading volume tomorrow. Because like I mentioned yesterday, and this is what Richard's talking about, guys, don't forget, because of Independence Day, the stock market is going to be closed tomorrow. So you've got all these investors, retail traders, day traders, everyone is going to be sitting on their hands with nothing to do. So if the crypto market's going crazy and they see it's recovering here and Bitcoin's heading back towards all-time highs and everything, same for Doge, there's going to be plenty of trading opportunities for them to go ahead and capitalize on, because they'll have nothing else to do unless they're like spending time with family and their computers off. So that spark, if we can get that spark, that could really draw some attention to us. So that could be absolutely massive. That's kind of another catalyst for tomorrow. So all we need to do for that to happen is continue following the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. You know, finish whatever the heck little small moves this wants to do here. Who cares? But get back on target, break and get back to here, 36.6, and start heading up. If we can be here by tomorrow, this should be enough to get everyone else's attention, and we could see buyers from the stock market that have nothing else to do even starting to buy in and ride that volatility wave up, and that could rocket us right to where we need to go. This level is absolutely massive, breaking above that resistance. So yeah, it is looking good overall. We just need to not fail and not go back to here. If we go back to here, this pattern's failed. The whole Wyckoff pattern starts to fall apart, and it could be pretty bad. So it's either going to be really good or really, really bad. It's kind of an awkward place to be in, but you know, it is what it is. Welcome to crypto, I guess. Any other questions, guys? This is really like a chill stream. You guys know how it goes when it's slow. I'm live every single day. Not every time is it always exciting, but you know, I'm never gonna overhype and make stuff up just for the sake of content. So if it's boring, if you're new to the stream, I apologize, but there are plenty of other streams that will say we're going to $1, $2, $3 tonight just to get you, you know, there. I'm just not one of those guys. It has already failed, in your opinion? Why is that, Schmicky? Is it because of that pullback? Okay, they're going nuts with the fireworks now, so I apologize in advance. Yeah, let's drop another poll too. So, you know, the usual poll. 1 second. There we go. I dropped a quick poll just for fun times. You know the deal. First of all, click the like button. Second of all, answer that question there in the poll for fun. And just over time, it's always a great opportunity to see what everyone really thinks and get a sentiment check on everybody. And just see, like, what's your opinion? Do we think we're going up and we're going to continue following and it's not over yet? Or do you think we've broken the pattern? Are you still just feeling overly bearish no matter what and you think we're going to crash? You know, let me know what you think. And we'll check on this as the stream goes on over time, as people pile in, even if they only answer and leave the stream, and see where we're sitting. We get some pretty interesting answers, because a lot of people that don't usually comment, they'll still give their answer, and we can really see how everyone's feeling. James Hacker, what's going on? What's my opinion on Litecoin? I mean, you can't really hate on Litecoin because Dogecoin runs on Litecoin's blockchain. You know what I mean? The transactions and everything, we're like bridged over to Litecoin. So my opinion on Litecoin is it's decent. It's not for me. I don't find Litecoin to be exciting or particularly, interesting. When it comes to cryptocurrency for me, I like something that gets me excited, that makes me feel like, I won't say emotionally attached to it, but you know what I mean. Just in the same way that Dogecoin has kind of captured the hearts of many, I like something that really like speaks to me and says like, this could be something that everybody really assigns value to. And it doesn't have to be a meme coin, by no means does it need to be a meme coin. Doge is really the only meme coin that I even mess with. And at this point, it's not really a meme anymore either. So there's that. But I mean, even if it's a project, if it's a retail coin, if it's a, something like Bitcoin, if it's a network coin like Cardano, Polygon, whatever, layer 2 solution, just a DeFi app, whatever. I like for it to be special and for it to really catch my attention. And that comes in a whole package. It starts usually, part of it's the name, part of it's what is its purpose supposed to serve, part of its purpose that it does serve, how does it make it unique compared to other things in the same space. And for me, Litecoin just doesn't do anything for me. Like, it doesn't get me excited. Its specs don't make me think, wow, Litecoin is, insanely groundbreaking and no one else can match it. So for me, Litecoin is, it's decent and we utilize it, low transaction fees, relatively quick speeds, it's good, but it's not really something that like I'm going to dump all my money into to invest in, because I don't see it really capturing the attention of the masses, which is what usually drives the price up. Don't forget, guys, thank you for hanging out in the stream, but please click that like button. Let's see if we can get to like 40 likes. I only say that because we've had 220 people through the stream already, so there's a lot of people not clicking that button. If you enjoy the stream, of course. Let's see, because it was never pumping with volume. Fake out. Interesting. May I ask, what's your education background? You're good at this. When it comes to like cryptocurrency and everything, no like schooling for this, but I've been trading for 2 years, and then I transitioned into cryptocurrency once it really started taking off earlier this year, and I've just been studying like every single day. So yeah. Plus size boo says Doge to the moon, Let's get the rocket in support of that. Wait, I heard $3 tonight going all in. No $3 tonight. $3 is not happening, guys. Do not do not invest off of any hopes of going to $3 tonight, $2 tonight, not even $1 tonight. Honestly, not even 60 cents. Do not do that, please. I do not want to see any of you lose your money. We will get to $1 eventually, and we will probably go beyond that. And maybe on the max side, considering market caps and everything, we can get to like a max of $3 short, like within months or sometime next year or something like that. But after that, we start passing Ethereum's market cap, and things get questionable, as far as what is Dogecoin really doing to be that valuable. So, let's not go that far ahead, but 25 cents Dogecoin is a dip, and everyone should recognize, 24 cents is a great buying opportunity, 24 or lower. Something interesting here, we are showing some concerning signs of weakness here. Let's adjust our triangle though, so that we are as conservative as possible, but it's not looking good. It's still not looking good. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Questionable, to say the least. Bitcoin is still in its area though, so that's what matters. It's still in its uptrend here. Nothing crazy has happened. But on the Doge side, you can see some weakness. And maybe what will end up happening is we'll just have to change perspective on this a little bit. Maybe it's not a triangle like that, but instead it's more... The thing is, though, there were no touches here. So that's where it just gets a little questionable. This whole thing is getting messy, to be honest. That's why we look at Bitcoin anyway. Bitcoin's the market leader, so doing TA off Dogecoin is kind of purposeless anyway. Let's drop the time frame here. Ew, look at that. A lot of selling off going on, guys. Hey, Byron, I'm sorry, Brian, where's all your people at, man? We need your your group to buy. Schmicky says the media shift towards a 20K Bitcoins where the big time investors are aiming. They will get their way. It's that simple. Here's the thing. I try my best not to put any kind of bias into like what I say. So you guys know how I felt over the last couple weeks, but at the same time, when something seems very obvious and it seems like the market is observing that same thing, I'm going to tell you guys how it is and the way it looks, regardless of deep down what I feel, because a lot of times feelings and emotions is what creates a bad trader, right? You have to be able to understand how you feel, but at the same time, like, accept what's happening. But what's happening logically is we're so far following the Wyckoff accumulation pattern, which calls for this being the last dip, us doing some messing around here and breaking out and seeing a final recovery. That thesis could also be supported by the fact that we've been down here since, early to mid-May. It's been almost a month now. Like, we're overdue for a correction, Elon Musk or not. There should be some kind of move up here, and then, maybe low 40,000s, mid, and then when Elon Musk tweets we get back to 60,000, once he says we're taking Bitcoin back for Tesla, we get back to where, we came from, and that could be Dogecoin hovering at, like, near 40 cents again, and then maybe breaking back out to 55, 60 off good news. Okay, so that's not out of the question. So that's why I'm fine with this pattern here and that everyone's believing it. It seems reasonable. At the same time, everyone in this stream that's been here knows for the last 3 weeks I've been saying I'm bearish on Bitcoin. Pattern aside, I feel like there should be another crash. That being said, like I said, following technical analysis and everything, keeping my emotions out of it, I did buy a dip so I could ride the wave out. Despite how I feel, if it goes up, I don't want to be missing out. So I'm trading wisely, buying at good supports, and looking for the move up because that's the way it looks like it wants to go. If the rest of the buyers in the market don't feel the way I do and they're going to buy off the Wyckoff pattern and support it, then we would be reversing regardless of how I feel. Hope that makes sense. But everything going on here to me is bearish, and that's what I just have not liked. Wyckoff pattern aside, I've always felt like we are still going to crash down into 20,000s. So to Schmicky's point, I still feel like, people like myself and then bigger money too that were, counting on the 20s, they could still be sitting out, and we maybe won't have enough buying pressure to really propel us here. So deep down, I'm still bearish, but when I'm seeing this, looking at the screen, I'm just going with the flow. I'm going with what the technical analysis says. All right. But you guys know, with my experienced opinion here, I don't like the fact that we came all the way up to here and then had a major sell-off and made a brand new low. I don't like that at all. We got all the way back up to like almost the highest point we had gotten, because this part right here, this was a very expected bounce. People didn't think we were going to hang out, so they bought this dip all the way up. Okay, but after that, the move's up. This was the highest point after that, right around 41.5. Then off that failure, we made a brand new low, lower than the 29,250 here. We went to 28.8. Extremely bearish sign. And then the pullback, usually when you've hit a strong support level that everyone can agree with is support, people will dip by that at the same time because they're feeling the same way you do. Like, wow, that is an amazing price to buy in. I'm going to buy. That's probably the last time we go down there. When you don't see a strong move out off of hitting deep support, and instead you see this like weak move here, see this weak move, we got only up to 35,000. You would have expected us to go clearly out the hole here, back above, make the support, and then been trading back up here. The fact that we didn't do that made me feel really bearish about this whole thing, because what this tells you, technically, is that people did not believe that this was the absolute bottom, and a lot of people decided to sit out and not buy on this dip and the reversal. People were not convinced. When people are not convinced, that means there's still a lot of fear in the market. There's more sellers than buyers, and overall, your trajectory will probably end up going down. And this is the pattern that usually ends up forming when people feel that way. Okay, and I call it the H of doom. What ends up happening? Something happens, and there's a severe sell-off, right? Then people buy up, they buy up, and they're like, ooh, maybe that was the bottom. But then it starts to fail because there weren't enough people actually convinced that that was the bottom. And so what you end up seeing is, because of the lack of buyers that are still sitting on the sidelines not convinced, it starts to stall out and then it ends up falling right back down to where it came from. Once that happens and it hits that same low, usually what you see is a breakout to the bottom side of that, and it starts making new lows. So overall, I still feel like that's kind of what's happening here. Overall, my sentiment really deep down has not changed, and if I'm wrong and we recover, cool. By all means, prove me wrong. It is time for Bitcoin to recover anyway, in my opinion. But I believe overall, this is the feeling I'm getting. This is the feeling that I've been getting. The vibe that it's been giving me is this weak vibe overall. And I feel like we're going to fall out the bottom. I've been saying that for the last couple weeks. But technical analysis and the pattern says that that could be not true, and it's really 50-50 at this point. My feeling off of my analysis says we're going down. My feeling based off everyone else's analysis says we're going to go up. So I'm kind of split right now, but that's why I'm just being completely unbiased with all of you and telling you the way it looks every single day, all right? Because it doesn't matter what I think. We want to try and predict what the price will actually end up going to. And the most logical reasoning that we have right now is if everyone's looking at the Wyckoff accumulation pattern and believing that that's going to follow through, and they buy and sell at the points and it plays itself out off of people's believing it, that's what's going to play out. Because people are going to believe it's going to happen, and so they'll start like forcing it into existence, and they'll force the breakout here regardless of this bearish scenario and this bearish scenario. Hope that makes sense. So we go down. Wyckoff and everybody else in the world, we go up. So that's just kind of where I stand right now. But like I said, to contribute to me being unbiased, I am holding on some coins on some accounts for when we do fully recover, like holding at like 50, 60 cent averages, because I know we're coming back and we're going to head towards $1. I'm that confident. Okay. But then on my scalping accounts, a lot of them I'm sitting out on because I think there might be another dip first. I am playing both sides here. I have no bias towards one thing happening or the other. Now, I will say, though, if eventually we are going to make it up, I don't mind another dip, because that just means you get more trading opportunities down low. You get to scalp more volatility, and then you get to lock in your final buy at a dip and ride it all the way up. So if we dip another time, that's another dip buy opportunity before we go to the moon. So it is what it is. That's just more money to be made. Traders delight, right? But if we recover straight up from here, that's cool too, because the accounts I'm holding on will be happy. So that's my angle. Sorry, I missed some comments here. Plus Size Boo says, this guy is handsome. However, my phone is dead and I need to charge it. Please, I'd take your hand in marriage. Wow. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind comment. Sophia's World said, I won't, and I'm married already, so I don't think my wife would approve. Sophia's World says, I won't touch this market right now. I see another crash coming. I see another crash coming. That is completely fair. You know, I'm there with you, you know? If you don't feel confident, especially at this moment right now, like I already bought in like here, but if you're sitting here now, if you don't feel confident, by all means, no need to buy. No need to do anything. No need to rush into anything. No need, because on the Bitcoin side, there's a couple different things going on here, and you could say we're at the 200 EMA, and so this is a potentially safe place to buy if we're going to reverse here. But if you don't feel confident, you can again look to see if it fails here, look for a buy here. Only thing is, if we do reverse here, then if you want to look for a buy, you're going to end up buying in at a weird spot at no particular support or resistance level. So that is the risk you take. You'll have to buy way higher up and find another decent level, which could be here, a pullback to here. See a lot of resistance here. So if we flip that to support, that could be a decent level. But still, this is probably your best buy-in opportunity other than this, because you got an EMA there with you as well. And you can see it's support, general trading, consolidating price area. Virtually no volume is holding us and dropping. I think later in AM it should start recovering. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be very curious to see how it plays out. Yeah, you're not going to see a crazy amount of buying during a holiday. Yeah, we'll see. Byron says, is it possible if you can show the volume traded now for Bitcoin, if it's okay? I can't do that with Webull, but let's see. think I could have just gone on to TradingView. Here's the thing. I don't usually look at this stuff for crypto because it doesn't really concern me. But I'm sure I can find it really quick. I don't think it's here. Is there a good website to check that out? Bitcoin trading volume. Oh, well, look at this. Wow. All right, so this is right now. This is just going back an hour. Let's take it back a little larger time frame. So you can actually see right in here, over these last couple minutes, there was a lot of trading activity. Even though it wasn't massive spikes at one moment, like here, you see there's just a lot of trading activity in like this hour, this 30 minutes, this last 30 minutes. So there's actually a lot of trading going on. Unfortunately, we're seeing that the volume is selling. So that's a bit concerning, right? Most of it's on Coinbase. That's interesting. Kraken, Bitfinex is the rest. Okay. Interesting. So this last, like right here, is where all that trading's going on. Now, what I'd like to see, though, is let's go back just a couple days on the volume. So let's do 3 day. That's 7 days. Let's go 3. So you can see here on the 2nd, there was a lot of movement, which makes sense. So basically a ton of volume propelling this run up here. A lot of people behind that. Big move here at one point. Maybe there's some whales here on 7-3. But then volume has just started to pick back up today here over the last couple hours. So it stalled out on the 3rd and then picked back up here on the 4th. So 3rd in the early part, then traded sideways and then picked back up in the 4th. Okay, yeah, and that makes sense. So wow by Bitcoin. That's all I have to say. Wow. Let's see. If it hadn't been for that second big pump for SNL, what do we think Doge would be now? Probably 8 cents to teens. I don't know about that. Now, if you're saying if it hadn't been for the second pump of SNL, but that's really hard to say because, I mean, that's just part of Dogecoin's history, you know? So it's like, you're like saying if we wiped out Dogecoin's history, where would Dogecoin be? So, I mean, that's just a tricky perspective because if that hadn't happened, there could be a lot of people not interested in Dogecoin at this point. I mean, we might not even be where we are if we hadn't seen Dogecoin's potential. So, I don't know. That's, you know, in another world, where would Dogecoin be? I'm not sure. But yeah, probably 8 cents less than that, maybe. If we didn't have Elon doing what he's been doing for the coin. Bitcoin can't stay above 35K, warning. Interesting. Yeah, that's the way it's looking. It's not having a good time. And you got, okay, if we crash, just know I've been saying it for weeks that I don't feel like we're going to follow the Wyckoff. But if we're following it, we're following it. So I'm not going to preach against what's clearly playing out on the screen. But you know what my sentiment has been. I've been concerned for the last couple weeks, no matter what's been happening. Very skeptical. Many days I have not been in, you know. I have not had any position, which is rare for me because you know how I feel about that. FPF says the problem is every time it's bullish, you tell yourself I won't sell. It's going up so fast that I'll hodl. Then at this point, you're telling yourself next time it goes to 75 cents, you sell. Wait, let me reread that. Problem is every time it's bullish, you tell yourself I won't sell. It's going up. And then at this point, you're telling yourself next time if it goes to 60, you'll sell. Well, that's what new traders do. I don't do that though. But yes, new traders will. And that's why the point, you know, over the last, really the the earlier couple weeks when I first started streaming for you guys, was me trying to teach you guys how to properly trade and having the proper trader mindset. And every single day, what I would say is, this is what we think is going to happen. Here's what you need to do to not be a noob trader. Plan your trades and then execute. Plan your trade your plan. If you do that, you will not end up in situations where you're in the positive, you've got all this money, like not locked in yet, but you check your Robinhood or whatever, you've got all this profit, it says you're plus $2,000, and then next thing you know, you lost it all because you never locked it in, because you got greedy. If you plan your trade and then execute and then you trade your plan, that is impossible. And you eliminate the noob trader tendencies, which is part of the reason that most traders fail, because instead of trading very calculatedly, what they end up doing is trading off emotion. So like you said, in your head, you're like, all right, I'm going to ride this up. When I'm in big profit, I'm going to take profit, right? But then they get emotional once they start seeing the numbers. They're like, wait, well, what if this goes higher? Then they FOMO, and then they, emotionally decide to stay in. And then the price starts going down, and they emotionally decide not to sell, because they're like, well, I'm just going to hold this and see what happens. Next thing you know, they lost their 2,000 profit. Now they're minus 500. Like, where did I go wrong? That's the difference between experienced traders and inexperienced traders. The main difference, not knowing how to plan trades and then execute like a machine, like a robot. Getting too emotional. Let's see. How's it going, Unfreeze? Good to see you again, man. Welcome back to the stream. FA613 says hit the like button. Appreciate that support. Yes, everybody, all 52 of you, don't forget, smash that like button. If you haven't used your click yet, please do support the stream by clicking that button. Volume is so low. I don't look at volume on crypto. I just look at the candles. And according to the candlesticks, yes, volume is low on Dogecoin. But that's to be expected. Anytime you're in a ranging market, which just basically means there are some ups and downs, but it's going like that, you can expect the other altcoins. People just aren't buying or selling. They have no idea what to do. Start seeing all these funky candles that don't make sense. Doji's in the middle of nowhere. Reversal candles that don't actually signal reversals. It's super messy. If you want to look at Dogecoin, definitely use a higher time frame, because if you don't, you'll start seeing this. Look at these candles. See the barcode type stuff going on here? Looks really bad. Yeah, that's not a good sign. And it's hard to read. So up your time frame, minimum 3 minutes, maybe do 15, 30, 4 hours if you want a real glance. But yeah, definitely not 1 minute on Doge right now. Not enough volume. But we'll keep it Bitcoin for the moment, because Dogecoin's not doing anything until Bitcoin does something here. As you can tell, that's why the volume's so low. People are waiting to see what the market's going to do here. So no one's buying, just like you guys aren't. No one's buying, no one's selling. Don't say dip. Man, I love me some dips, bro. Look at the long versus shorts on Bitfinex. All right, I'll check that out. Byron, yeah, no problem. Stefan says, can anyone answer this question? When, let's say, Apple has bad news and the whole sector does not drop that same time. When Bitcoin drops, all crypto drops at the same second. Well, that's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because in the stock market, usually if there's a crash, everything kind of crashes together. Or if a sector crashes, it's for a reason that isn't just tied to one specific company. The crypto market, though, it's set up differently. And what you've got is the market leading crypto in this new industry, this new crypto market, this new cryptocurrency space that started the whole cryptocurrency movement. And it's the most trustworthy one. It's the most stable one. It's the most well-known, the most reputable, the most proven, whatever you want to call it. And it's also the most expensive, and it's the one everyone looks up to. So being that cryptocurrency is almost what you could say like this new experiment, this new financial currency experiment that's getting started, there's still high volatility, high risk, and then a risk that, one day, what if people just say, you know what, I'm not so interested in this, and all prices tank and it becomes a flop. People say, forget it, I don't care that much about decentralized, let's just stick to what we know. There's still the chance that this does not play out the way that we would love it to play out. So when the market leader that's instilling trust in everybody and saying like, hey, I made it, you guys can too, starts to crash, all other cryptocurrencies start to crash and follow its price movement, because all of these other cryptos, these altcoins that have come up have risen because of this guy right here. So if this guy starts getting shot down and beat down by other countries and people are banning it and all this stuff, it hurts everybody. Everybody that's faith, every other altcoin that's faith is built on top of Bitcoin's success. Bitcoin's like the parent, where all the other altcoins are the kids. So now something like Apple, yes, it is a market leading company, but there's so many of those, and nothing that happens to Apple really indicates usually something bad in the market. If it's just happening to Apple, it's probably just something bad for Apple. But Bitcoin crashing is usually something bad in the crypto market as a whole. And anytime something happens in the stock market, you know, whether that's really big, like changes in like inflation or deflation or new governance or anything like that, tax regulations changing, anytime something big happens like that, that's when you see everything usually crash. I can't get any websites, Schmicky. All links are blocked, so just kind of put it in without the .com or something, and I'll search it. In case anyone needs some hopium, I did some research on GitHub, and devs were talking about trying to get code to compile one day before the Elon Godfather tweet. Our flight may have just been delayed. Okay. Interesting. What's our next support? 33.5? Yeah, basically 33.5 or 33 flat. Anywhere in this general area is next support. 33.5, which is pretty much where we were, you know. See this area where we messed around for a long time? Right here? That's our next support. Stefan, you do not understand my question. I'm saying at the same second the graphs are the same exact time, can't everyone sold at the exact same second? It's just the way crypto moves. Everything tends to follow Bitcoin almost candle for candle unless there's something going on. It's just the way it goes. I don't have a great explanation for you there. Let's check this out. Apple's not the same though. Apple's not like a market leading company at all to the same level that Bitcoin leads cryptocurrency. Like I said, everything looks up to Bitcoin. In the stock market, most tech companies, I mean, there's many. You've got Google, you've got plenty of those. So it's not just one company leading all. Now, but at the same time, what you can do is look at stuff like, you know, the S&P 500 and like ETFs and stuff. And usually what will end up happening, like the NASDAQ or whatever you want to look at, one of the big indicators, stock market indicators, look at some stocks that have nothing going for it at the moment, and almost candle by candle, a lot of times those stocks will follow the same price movement as those market leading stocks that are set up as indicators. So that's kind of the vibe with Bitcoin to the crypto market. Same thing. When Robinhood would stop with their BS lies, Doge will go up big. They lie about the wallet they own, and they lie they're working on a wallet. Robinhood is, yeah, I use Robinhood to just execute trades. I do not like the company, so yeah. July, like April, is a good month for crypto. Yeah. There's more than shorts at the moment, so the price will be going down. Let's see, Bitcoin long short ratio. As of today, though, Bitcoin it's 61% long, 31% short. Am I missing something here? Kraken, though, wow. That's a lot of people short on Kraken. That's insane. Let's look at Binance. Most people are long. Bitfinex. Most people are short. Doesn't this indicate, am I reading this wrong? Because this is my first time on this website, but doesn't this indicate that there's more people long than short? Schmicky. But there were some really short days here, like right here. Oh, wait, this is today. This is all today. Oh, I thought I was looking at a couple days. I am on the 5-minute time frame here. Right here, that was crazy. 60% short. Okay, I see. I see. I mean, it's been pretty even though. There are a lot of moments where it's more short though, to be fair. That's not a lot of bullish momentum. When you have like 50% of people short at all times, that's kind of concerning. Yeah. I see the vibe is it tends to be short, so interesting. Yeah, especially as you narrow down the time frame. Very interesting. The only way every crypto would drop at the same second is if every person was on their computer sell at the same moment. Seems to me manipulation. I respect that. All right, guys. Well, I mean, feel free if you've got more questions to ask, but like I said earlier, wasn't planning on making this a super long one. I was hoping to see the big move today, and unfortunately, you know, we got a big sell-off randomly as we were really doing this nice cut move here. We cut it short, just started to dump. You know how it goes. We can never have an exciting stream when we want it. We have to stream on Bitcoin's time, which is usually overnight once the Asian market kicks in and they decide to do something exciting. So that's fun. But yes, Stefan, it is very strange. I do agree with you, and I can't tell you that I know exactly why that happens candle for candle. It is pretty interesting, but you know, I've just accepted it. Could be manipulation, could be just coincidence, probably not. Who knows? But it's not really something that I've dug into because it doesn't really interest me too much. Just got here. How's the Wyckoff progress tonight? I mean, we're still on, but you know, definitely a detour here with this pullback. Overall though, larger time frame, if you get out the little side movements, we're still on. But right here, there's a little detour here. So if we can just correct and head back up, we'll still be on. But short term, this is a little concerning. We looked at a short graph. There were a lot of shorts. Looked at trading volume. A lot of the volumes kicked in recently, and it was to the downside. So looking a little concerningly bearish. As long as we don't break below this line, though, and get here and below, we could still be on track. So... Kid says, I hate to say this, but I've heard so many excuses. You've lost faith. If it gets to 30 cents, I'm going to try and sell just to break even. Hey, guys, I've been saying over the last couple weeks I'm bearish, all right? So I haven't given you... It hasn't been from me, all right? You know from me, I've been saying I think we're going down. But, you know, Wyckoff says we're going up. Other people that are preaching of where they think we're going to go have been saying we're going up. And it seems like... you know, if people are hearing the same thing and seeing the same thing, this is just how technical analysis works on cryptocurrency. When they see the same patterns forming, if they think they see a head and shoulders, people start to sell. If they think they see a bull flag, people buy into it, and that's how the moves actually come about. That's where you see the big volume kick in. So people think they see the Wyckoff, and everyone that they talk to is believing the same thing. They're going to start buying at the Wyckoff levels, selling at the Wyckoff levels, and forcing that pattern to continue. So that's the only, you know, speculation I've given, is that so far we're still following what everyone's saying that they think we're following. But you guys know I've been saying we've been under here, you know, under the 36,000 level for the longest time since we've crashed. It's been since, you know, it's been a couple weeks now versus a couple hours before. So my perspective is still bearish. I have not preached that we're going to the moon right now, so hasn't been for me. Speculations are just short term. If you buy now, longer term we know we're recovering, right? So if you want to sell 30 cents once we hit, by all means, you know, that's your decision. But You know, I know Bitcoin recovery, whenever that is, will bring Dogecoin back up to where we belong. That just only makes sense. And then we can look for Dogecoin for Tesla announcement or whatever. More catalysts propel the price higher. I won't be selling at 30 cents. But yeah. Hey, Skydive, welcome to the stream. We're actually just about to wrap up here. But yeah, unfortunate tonight. Now, if you're me, I'm happy here because I'm looking for, you know, I would like to see another dip. I know there's a couple people in here that are not in, that we're hoping to get another shot at buying at like 20 cents, 16 cents, 18 cents. Like I said, I'm unbiased. I've got a holding account and then I've got scalping ones. So a dip for me is cool. Wyckoff technically should have been through 4 phases at this point. You feel really bad for people who bought in at 69 cents, large amounts. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for those people too. When do I see myself selling on my holding account? Probably close to $1. I mean, I've got some size at like 50 cents. I've got some at like 60 cents. So being that I didn't cut it intentionally and I just decided to wait, I'm just going to follow that through and then sell really, you know, once we continue up. People would have given their left nut a month ago to buy at 24 cents. Yeah. I mean, but you can't predict the market. So you gotta, if you're trying to trade, the thing about being a good trader is you have to take risks. That's just all there is to it. If you want to make money, you have to take risks. That means sometimes buying in and not being right. But when you trade properly, you just cut your loss very small and you look for the next opportunity. If you don't ever trade because you never believe that there's going to be a correction and you never believe you're at the bottom, you will always miss out and you'll never make money. So yeah, I mean, I was one of those people, but now we've been here forever. Who would have thought? But it is what it is. And then you just adjust. That's how it goes. Palentia says, so sad, so sad. Yes, it is. People never learned Bitcoin has dropped 4 or 5 times by 80% or more. If you do not need the money, hold. Yeah, I mean, by all means, if you're not a scalper and you don't need the money, there's no reason not to hold and wait. The thing is, I'm never going to tell anybody what they should do with their money. I'm not a financial advisor. Obviously, I can't be. This is not that kind of channel. But you should already know what you believe in Dogecoin. And this is, you hear my opinion on this stream. But you all should have your own opinions at the end of the day. Based off what I've said, if you respect my opinion, based off what other people have said, if you respect their opinion, you use that information to develop your own opinion. If you believe at the end of the day that Dogecoin is going to go up, then you play that accordingly. If you believe Dogecoin will not go up, no matter, despite what you've heard other people say, then you play that out accordingly. So you're either going to buy, you're going to hold and not sell, or you are going to find a place to cut and get out and say, forget about it. Yeah, exactly. Believe in what you invest in. So don't look at me and say like, you guys, everybody here makes their own decision at the end of the day and should play according to what they believe. I'm just here to give you another perspective and to not lie to anybody. So if you guys are not familiar with technical analysis, welcome to a stream with somebody that's been doing TA for 2+ years. That's been, day trading for a couple years now successfully. If you want another opinion, welcome to somebody who tends to be, unbiased as possible and tell you how it looks at the moment. But, at the end of the day, you should still have your own opinion and trade off what you believe because it's your money, not mine. Dr. Dre says, when do I see myself selling on my holding account? Yeah, so close to $1. Definitely, maybe 80-ish cents. I'll start to mess around with taking some profit, or 90. It's not wise, in my opinion, to hold beyond, much beyond 90 cents because it's very unlikely we go straight to $1 without extreme profit taking. This is what I've always told everybody on this channel is when it comes to key levels and mental levels and everything, if $1 is the target, it's not going to make it to $1. People are going to start taking profit early to make sure they get their orders filled. So they'll have limit orders set at like 98, maybe 95. Maybe the less greedy people will just take it at 90 or 92. It is very unlikely that it hits the $1 mark. And how many times have you seen that? When we thought we were going to hit a price target and it stopped just under it and it didn't hit or go above. That's just the way it always goes. So if I'm holding at 60 cents and we go up to 90, that's a massive gain. So I'd be fine taking profit at, 80, 90 cents. I don't need to get that extra 5 to 10 cents and greed that out. Now, if it looks like we're on a strong bull run and we're just going to keep steamrolling towards $1 and go beyond it even, maybe I'll just have my finger on the market sell button. But like 90 cents, I'd say is probably my price target. 80 to 90. Dr. Dre says there's money to be made both ways, bear or bull market. Yeah, absolutely. What I've always said, bull market, if you're holding, you ride the wave up and you're in profit already, you make money. Bear market, you look for the best dip buy opportunity. You either scalp the volatility as it goes and bounces up and down and up and down and up and down, or you wait for the dip to finish, buy the dip, ride the wave up from the dip, and you've made even more money than you would have if it didn't dip first, if you didn't have the bear market before the bull market. So proper trading, you will always be profitable. You just find a way to adapt. If it jumps from 60 to 1, then sell. If it is a slow climb, hold. Right, exactly. Usually quick burst runs, once they stop, they, if it's a gradual strong move, and it's kind of the same concept with the cup and handle formation, the pattern. When you see parabolic moves like this, they usually, just as strong as they went up, end up selling, dumping. It was a hype move, and everyone's now taking profit, and they're like, all right, hype's over. A strong, calculated, thought out move is usually what the cup and handle ends up doing. You see the run up, it's a gradual run up, which means, and then the selling off is also gradual. It holds, you can see strength, and then it gradually, it still holds, gradually goes back up. There is a little bit of a pullback still with some profit taking, but it's a strong, calculated, gradual, intentional move. And then you see an intentional run up after that as well. That's the difference. So like Stefan said, if it's a parabolic move and it's a quick one and you can tell it's off hype and just everybody's saying, oh, just like SNL, remember that? How he went from like 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70. Those kind of moves usually end pretty quick and they sell off pretty hard. But if it's a gradual, calculated move up, then you could expect probably a more calculated, gradual sell-off. So you can be a little more lazy with your sell button there, I guess. FOMO will probably happen in the 40s and taper off by the 60s, 70s. Yeah, correct. I agree. All right, guys. Well, again, this wasn't supposed to be a long stream, but it somehow was an hour and a half, which is cool. We found a lot to talk about tonight, but I won't keep you guys much longer, considering, as the title suggests and the thumbnail, doesn't look like we're going to do anything too exciting here within the next 30 minutes or couple hours. So what I will say, keep an eye on your charts, Dogecoin chart, but more importantly, your Bitcoin chart. See what happens. We have some concern if the price starts to go below 34,000. If we go back to this initial pullback area right here, I would be concerned. I would keep an eye out for potential market crash. The same one I've been talking about happening for the last 2 weeks here that people probably thought I was crazy when we're going up and I'm still saying that I'm bearish. All right. But I have good reason. If we fail the 200 EMA here at 34.5 on Bitcoin and we crash and we start going below 34, be concerned once we're in the 33 to 34,000 range. If we start falling also, towards 33 flat, Wyckoff pattern could be completely canceled, especially if we go below 33,000 and start heading to 31. Be very, 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 very concerned and careful. That means Wyckoff is completely over, and in the trash can. So the whole reason is whether or not you believed it or not. Now the people that did believe it are also going to be throwing that plan in the trash and probably be selling. All that new selling pressure along with the shorts could mean a massive sell-off, which could get us to lows that we have not seen yet. We could end up crashing below 31, crash back to all-time low right here at 28.8, and then not even hold that and end up in mid-20,000s like everyone thought we were going to go to. It is still very possible. This Wyckoff pattern is the only thing preventing that from happening. If it fails, we could dump hard and see Dogecoin back in the teens. Very realistic outlook, okay? I'm not saying Doge is going to $1 tomorrow or the day after. Realistically, it's very possible we see Doge teens. So just keep your mind open to both possibilities. All right, guys, thank you guys again so much for hanging out. Don't forget, if you're not already subbed, it's your first time to the channel, we have these kind of back and forths. I read every comment, every single stream, every single comment gets addressed and answered. If you like the kind of interactive, informative streams, click subscribe. It's the only way to catch me next time. Palantia, thank you so much. Nicholas Harris, I missed your subscribe, I believe. Thank you for subscribing. And everybody else, feel free to click that button as well. And have a great weekend. We'll be back tomorrow with another live stream, and I will see everybody there.